Hey, how's it going? It is Friday, December 1st, the 1st of December. It's 2:13 a.m. And I felt like recording something, but after hitting record, I realized that I wanted to write down the actual things that I wanted to cover to make sure I actually cover everything I want to cover in this specific video. I find that I jump all over the place, so I would like to actually make sure that I get these points set in place and then actually do it. So, hold on. Yeah, I feel kind of tired of. I felt this way for a while. I feel pretty tired of just letting myself down. Not getting the things done that I want to do. I will write something down and tell myself I'm going to do it. Say to myself I'm going to get it done, and then I don't get it done. And it's extremely frustrating and extremely disappointing, especially when it's consistent. So, there's parts of me that sometimes feel a little reluctant to, stonewall myself. Wake up and set harsh goals for myself. Say harsh things to myself when I don't reach certain things. I find myself kind of treating myself like a kid, like a baby, still trying to figure it out. Giving myself 20 more minutes of just taking this break and watching this YouTube video, or this TV show, or going and hanging out with the girl because it's it'll be fun and whatever. You deserve a break. Giving myself an hour, giving myself a few hours, giving myself a day, giving myself multiple days to do nothing but give myself essentially time to figure out how to actually get the right mindset to do something, when in reality the mindset never comes. It is simply just fucking doing it. It's just essentially coming to the conclusion that it's going to get done and then doing it. So, I want to come up with a new mindset. And I also want to drill in something that I want to remind myself. I know this will be controversial, but sometimes I like watching videos of Andrew Tate yelling at me, because hearing him talk about how there is a better version of yourself doing better things than what you're doing today. Hearing him ask me, are you going to sit around on your ass and do whatever the fuck you want to do, just be lazy? Or are you going to, get up and get closer to that most successful self, that highest version of yourself, the person that has more grit, more strength, more consciousness, more whatever qualities you want that person to have. And the thing is, it's like, I think flow states come and go, but also I think in this era of time, especially when it doesn't come to art, but it comes to physical work, actually doing work, I think I can't wait for inspiration every single time. I can't wait for inspiration, motivation, and discipline all at once. If the thing is, too, it's like motivation and inspiration come and go. And if the motivation and inspiration come, but you don't have the discipline to even do it, then you're just wasting the motivation. It's exhausting. It's stupid. It feels dumb. So, part of me likes the idea of coming up with a certain phrase that I can tell myself when I'm contemplating laying in bed, or contemplating giving myself a break that I know I don't need, contemplating taking that step that takes me, it's a step backwards. It's not a step forwards. It's not even staying in the same place. It's taking a step backwards, and I know it is too. And I know it's like this video compared to other ones, usually I'm like laid back and I'm just kind of talking about my day, and now I have this voice that this whatever, I feel like I have a more of a fire inside of me, and it feels good. It makes me feel angry at myself for wasting time in the past. I think I need more of this to get where I want to be, because of course I'm still young and I still have time to figure things out, but I can tell myself that excuse for a really long time. I can feel young for a pretty long time. I still think that my oldest brother is young, and he just turned 31 a few days ago. It's still young, but I don't want to be telling myself that still, that I have the time. I still have the time to figure out 12 years from now. 12 years from now. I don't want to be saying the same fucking thing. And I'm putting so much emotion in the work that I'm doing, asking myself, like, I saw this thing, I think it was today, that was like, build a reality. Don't build something that you're constantly looking to run away from. Build something that you love doing, that you want to do. And I think this is totally true. I think that there is an equal medium, because for one, it takes some time to find what you love. So if you're looking, all you're doing is looking, you have to find something to keep the lights on while you're looking. And if you've found that thing, but you haven't figured out how to make it pay the bills yet, you still have to find something else. So what I have found is something that I know will pay the bills, and also further progresses my understanding of my passion and how it is I'm actually going to make it successful. But it's frustrating, because I see things like that where it's like, don't build a reality you want to run away from. Don't invest time into work that you find yourself like aching to be done with, or whatever. Don't build a reality that you're looking to run away from. Build one that you feel free within. I think I'm doing that even now. I think I've been doing that. But I think that I can't have this perspective of how great it's going to feel the whole time, or how I need it to feel some certain kind of way. I think I have romanticized this idea of how it needs to feel. And even though I understand that the idea has been romanticized, and I understand that it isn't actually that way, I can tell myself that. I've known that for a long time. I find myself still experiencing the emotions that come with the romanticization. What's the right word for that? Romanticization. I think that one's it. Romanticization. Maybe not. I hope it is. Yeah, I still find myself suffering from those same emotions of romanticization. Fuck it, you know what I mean. And it's exhausting because I find myself disappointed with certain things. It's like that. I think that if I go through a whole fucking day and I'm fucking exhausted by the end of it, and I know why I'm exhausted, it's because I just did fucking hard work the whole day, that will feel better than doing not nearly as much work, but having a hard time because of this romanticized idea of what it is I should be experiencing and feeling sad that I don't feel complete from it. I think that feels worse than feeling tired from something you know and understand, which is, it's really just simply fucking working your ass off. It's just hard work. So I've practiced a little bit coming up with specific goals and then putting them into a time bracket and doing it. I know I can do that. I've practiced planning out what it is I'm going to do. So I know what it is I need to do. I know what it will take. All I really need is the consistent discipline. I need to be afraid of not doing the work today. I need to be afraid of the version of myself that doesn't do the work today. Because it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame not seeing what it is you're fully capable of. Figuring it out is easily one of the most pleasurable things. But yeah, it's really hard because I find myself understanding this idea a little bit more and more every single day, and understanding the things that I'll have to sacrifice. Parts of myself that I actually do need to cut off. Since coming here, I've cut off a lot of things that I used to do. And I'm down to the last couple of things that I need to cut off to finally figure out this new flow. And truly assume this new individual that I would like to become. I'm down to these last parts that I need to cut off. And they're the last parts because they are the most deep-driven ones, and they're the hardest ones to kick because they're so deep-driven. So I know what they are. I just need to do it. And the thing is, it's fucking 2:30 in the morning because I couldn't get my ass to sleep because I was too busy watching shit that I didn't need to watch for fucking 3 hours. It's been fucking 3 hours. What a waste of time. And I want to say these things to myself too, because I feel like people sugarcoat what it is they're actually doing every single day. What makes me reluctant too is there was times in my life where I talked to myself like this a little bit, just a little bit. And my middle brother would say to me why, I saw you're putting yourself through hell, or these other things that made me feel like a hyper masculine man just torturing himself, which yeah, deciding to accept their perspective of it led me to feel so iffy about doing it. So much so that when I had friends that would do it around me, I would get that same kind of feeling that I felt when I would feel embarrassed within myself. Because I had this idea of, I don't want to be a hyper-masculine, like toxic masculine man. The thing is, though, even if Benny is right and I'm putting myself through, I am creating my own environment to suffer. I think that I am already in an environment, and so are they, that leads us to suffer regardless. And the kind of suffering that I find myself in when it's not chosen suffering feels worse. It feels like I'm letting it just happen to me, as opposed to choosing my route of suffering, the route that I want to experience, and forcing myself to experience it, as opposed to experiencing the common suffering that every common individual seems to suffer in relation to being slaves to their own tendencies and addictions. I have mango stuck in my teeth. But yeah, I have these two friends. They're these two English guys. And they have a flat together. They live together. They're both digital nomads. And I find myself fucking wishing if I had a friend like that. Like a brother like that. A brother that I could, like, travel around and have, like, a flat with. Because sometimes I go over there and I work. I just work on my computer right next to them. They have, like, a whole desk set up in the living room, and they both sit right next to each other and work for fucking hours. Just don't even talk to each other. They just work. And that is, like, going there and working like that with them feels good to me, too. The thing is, though, it's like, when you find, like, a brother like that, the reason it's worked is because you've, like, fucking happened upon each other. And it clicks well. So as much as I'd like to, have a, like will my way into a friendship like that, find, like, a brother like that, for now, I have to accept that I am on my own, and I just need to do it on my own. It does seem nice because they seem to hold each other accountable for a lot of shit. Like, even sitting there with them on the random days that I end up going to their flat and working with them, it's like the three of us are sitting next to each other, all working, and if I feel like picking up my phone, I know for a fact that they can see out of the corner of their eyes me and my fucking phone just scrolling, and they're thinking to themselves, what the fuck is he doing? Is he scrolling right now? Is he wasting time? I know he has work to do, but he's fucking on his phone scrolling. Is he actually serious about this? Is he as serious as we are about this? And knowing that that's being perceived, that perception is a thing as soon as I'm on my phone, makes me not even want to fucking pick up my phone. Keeps me working. And that's fucking awesome. But the thing is, for now, I don't have that. I don't have a buddy like that. I don't have buddies like that I'm so close with, that I spend time with them every day. I'm able to experience that accountability every single day. So for now, I just need to fucking hone in and do it myself. I have this idea of who I am, what I'm capable of. And man, I hate all these like fucking callbacks to Tate. But I watched this recent interview with Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan, I think his name is. And Andrew talks about his 3 months in jail and how as soon as he was locked up, he was actually faced with this idea of, okay, I present this persona to millions of people of this masculine man that will stick through it in the fucking hardest of times. Like, just work in fucking blood and dirt. This is the most like macho. I'm trying to come up with the right words and whatever. And now he's in jail. And he's faced with the reality that he can either choose to continue being this person and embody exactly how he thinks they would act, or he can break, finally, and not uphold this idea that he preaches. So he has this idea in himself. I have this idea of myself. He thinks that he can do anything. He thinks that he is capable of anything that he wants to do, just like me. And in harsh moments, in moments that take fucking work, that take blood and sweat, he actually fucking sticks to it. And I find myself cutting myself slack. And I catch my eyes in the mirror and I feel like not even looking at myself. Because then I'm reminded of, this is, so I have perception of this person right here. The person that you can see on the camera right here. I can never see my face unless I'm looking at the camera or I'm looking at a mirror. But when I close my eyes, I have an idea of this face and what I look like, the qualities of this weird human thing that, holds all of these values and practices all these things. I can visualize myself doing these things. I have ego built off of myself, this visualization of myself doing these things, acting this way, holding all of these virtues consistently, having these certain characteristics. So then when I act outside of them, I don't even feel like this person. But then I catch myself in the fucking mirror. And I realize, whoa, that's him. That's this guy we've been thinking about this whole time. And he's not who we think he is. At least not right now. He's not acting like how we thought he would act. And I find myself wanting to fucking look away. So I really don't give a shit about all of the stigma around the ideas that I think I've had this stigma for a little while now. I don't give a shit about the stigma towards being David Goggins-esque or what is the right fucking word? Being fucking honest with yourself. I would rather be on a little bit further on the end that is too harsh than the end that is not harsh enough. I'd rather be on this side. And of course it's a fucking, it's constantly a balancing act of staying on one side or the other. Like, it's constant effort to stay on this side or on this side. It takes effort to do both of them. So sustaining may be a little bit over what is actually correct and healthy. In the moments where I might drop down, I never move past this point here where I need to be. If that makes sense. I have fucking heartburn because I ate like shit. And then I fucking laid down. And it's those types of things where it's like, you fucking know. You can watch AA, like, eat food. You can go out and eat food with her. She comes back home and she's laying down. And you tell her exactly what she's going to experience. And you tell her she can't bitch about it later, because you know that she will. So then she gets up and then she lays back down later. And it's funny because if I came home to my apartment on my own after eating, I would feel more comfortable laying down just like that. But because I'm able to tell somebody, it's as if I'm telling myself. I'm sure as hell not going to fucking lay down in that moment. And I didn't. And I won't. And I need more of that. That's why having somebody around like those two English friends having each other around like fucking brothers, because they have somebody else around that they can give advice to. It's like they're giving advice to themselves. They're reinstating it in their mind. So I just need to do that to myself. I just need to fucking look in the mirror. I just need to fucking look at this camera and say these same things again. Especially when I find myself wanting to go off track, take a break that's not needed, lay down when I know I shouldn't be, catch myself in those moments, and then fucking remind myself, give myself the advice that I would like to hear from somebody else. As soon as you accept that you have the fucking knowledge in your head, all you have to do is just implement it. There's so many people that have the knowledge in their head, and they don't get anywhere because they don't fucking implement it. But yeah, I feel like, I like looking at myself and feeling kind of a fire. It's a certain sense of anger, but not in a bad way. It's more so like, God, I am excited to get this shit done. There's an aspect that feels frustrating because I haven't done it sooner. But I look at myself and I see that I'm angry, that I'm frustrated, that it's made me frustrated. and I understand that that motherfucker's frustrated. That means we're going somewhere, because he's angry that we haven't gotten there already.